Hello, vinyl community. This is Mike with TCAT's Deep Vinyl Tracks. I'm doing a video today in response to a video that Bryan from Embryonic Robot put up yesterday. This is uh, some CDs that I have of bands that I really like that I still don't own any vinyl for yet. So I thought I'd go through these, and these are some of my favorite bands. There's so many of them I have on CD that I don't have vinyl for whatever reason. First of all, I really like post-rock a lot. Probably my favorite post-rock band. I don't have any vinyl for them, but it's Fly Pan Am. Fly Pan Am is on Constellation Records, just like another favorite post-rock band, Godspeed You Black Emperor. Um, but I actually think this one even tops them out. Fly Pan Am does post-rock, but they make it very interesting by always changing things up all the time. You never know where they're going to go next. It's some of the most unpredictable post-rock I think I've heard, and one of the reasons why I like it so much. Another band I really like, I don't have on vinyl, is this band called Dredge. They're, I guess you'd consider them a progressive metal band, though, you know, that's even kind of questionable. They started out more that way, kind of turned more towards a regular progressive. But this album is just amazing, and I would love to have if it's even possible, find a vinyl copy of this. It's called The Pariah, The Parrot, and The Delusion. A very overlooked album, one that deserves to be heard a lot more, and I highly suggest this one. Even if you don't like progressive rock, the tracks on it are pretty kind of like more standard sized, around 3, 4 to 5 minutes. Nothing really long on it, but still using a lot of elements of prog. This next one is, of course, everybody pretty much knows I love My Morning Jacket, Jim James, one of my favorite artists, and this is a very well loved album of mine, Monsters of Folk. Jim James is part of this, along with Connor Oberst and M. Post. This is great music. I just absolutely love this particular album, and I wish I had it on vinyl. I don't have it. I'm making it a goal to finally be able to pick that up sometime, hopefully this next year, if it's still out there. Big fan of Ryan Adams. I've got a lot of his stuff already on vinyl, but he's got so many albums. This is one of my favorite albums by him. Well, it is my favorite album by him, Jacksonville City Nights. I don't have on vinyl yet. Would love to get that one. And another band I don't have on vinyl is Baroness, another progressive rock band. This is their album, the Red Album, which is my favorite album from them. I'd love to find this one, Raison Pinion. If you haven't heard that song, Raise on Pinion, check it out. Just excellent, epic song, and just great music. The lead singer and guitarist does all the artwork for their albums, and he's done artwork for other metal bands. So some other bands that I really love, I've got several CDs from. Sigur Rós, another great post-rock band that I love. I think they're quite famous enough that people know who they are. One of the more famous post-rock bands. Just a real surreal sound. They use EBow on their guitars. Beautiful music, very atmospheric, and one that I highly recommend. Another band that I really love that you don't hear much from hardly anybody, only occasionally hear from them about them in the VC, but not very often, and that is Ulver. They have a lot of different albums out and so many different styles of music, but overall they kind of stay with a unpredictable style that is probably more not post rock, more progressive rock than anything. But I mean, they started out as a black metal band. Their first three albums were black metal. After that, they switched. They started doing some soundtracks and getting into electronic music, and have just pretty much ventured a lot of different places. That album's called Shadows of the Sun. This one is another one by them, Childhood's End, which is actually a bunch of covers, very interesting covers on this particular album. So Ulver, I'd like to get more from them, especially on vinyl. I think they might be a little hard to find. For quite some time, one of my favorite bands has been a band called Sonia Dada. They started in the 90s. This is their debut album, and they're kind of a combination of R&B, funk, hard rock, a lot of everything. The band itself got discovered. A bunch of them used to play on the streets in New York City, and they got signed to a label. They put out, I think, 5 major albums and 1 live album. I've only got 4 of their albums on CD, but just love this band. They did break up because hardly anybody knows who they are, but I highly suggest their music if you're looking for something that is original and just has that great sound, great, unique, very honest sound to it. Another one that is more of a blues rock band, again, mostly from the 90s. They're still together, actually, and that's Big Head Todd and the Monsters. This is their amazing album, Sister Sweetly. This is the one that broke through for them, even though a lot of people still don't know who they are. Would love to have some of their stuff on vinyl. It would translate quite nicely to vinyl. This particular album has their one hit on it, one major hit, and that's Broken Hearted Savior. That's the one that kind of broke the ice for them. Amazing song if you haven't heard it. Great guitar work. So Sister Sweetly and Stratagem is another one I've got from them, and Beautiful World. This one has Resignation Superman, which was played on the radio somewhat, probably more on the alternative stations, even though it's more of a rock band, blues rock band. Also, they do a rendition of Boom Boom with John Lee Hooker, and he actually guests on the song in this case, and the guitar work is it just blows you away. Every time I hear it, I'm like, wow, that's just very powerful stuff. Great band, Big Head Todd and the Monsters. Another band that I love that I don't hear enough about, Mercury Rev. I've got 3 albums from them on CD. They started out as a very experimental, interesting sounding band, very art pop, and their first few albums were kind of a little on the noisy side, even though they could still be considered pop. But by the time they got to this one, which is probably my favorite album from them, this one is called All Is Dream. Their music was starting to sound more kind of a softer edge to it, but still very experimental. Love that band. Another one I'd like to have on vinyl. This is one more people have heard of, a band that more people have heard of. Don't have any on vinyl. They Might Be Giants. This is the Severe Tire Damage album. The EP, Why Does the Sun Shine? Their debut album, Flood. A lot of people like this one. This one has got a lot of their hits on it. The EP, Istanbul, Not Constantinople. Probably one of their most famous songs. John Henry. And I've got this one, a very good package here. This is a double CD. It's called Then, the Earlier Years. And it has 2 discs in it. First disc is They Might Be Giants, their initial debut album. But it also has 16 B-sides and bonus tracks that weren't included on the album. The second one is the Lincoln album, and it also has probably more like 18 B-sides and bonus tracks. Very good package. Comes with the booklet. Has some great pictures of some of their EP and album covers in there. Early picture. An early picture of them here somewhere. Right there. Anyway, great package. I love that that set. Another one, Primus, one of my all-time favorite bands. I have no vinyl. I've got their early EPs, Rhinoplasty, which has a cover of The Family and the Fishing Net. Amos Moses, another cover on this. Too Many Puppies is a famous song that they did. The Thing That Should Not Be. Some great stuff on this album. I love Les Claypool and Primus. Just love their music. It's crazy music, the kind of music I like. This is Miscellaneous Debris. Again, more covers. It's another EP. Have a Cigar, they cover that by Pink Floyd. Making Plans for Nigel, Sinister Exaggerator. There's that. And then one of their first albums, Frizzle Fry. This has the song John the Fisherman on it, which is fairly popular. Sailing the Seas of Cheese, one of my favorite albums, all-time favorite albums. This has Tommy the Cat on there. The reason why this album is so important is that's where I got my handle T-Cat from, is the song Tommy the Cat. Pork Soda. The Brown album. And Tales from the Punch Bowl. That's what I have on CD. Great albums. And last but definitely not least, one of my all-time favorite bands. I have one vinyl, and that's their debut album, and I probably spent more on that album, on that vinyl, regular sized, even though it's 3 records, 2.5 with an etching on the back of one of them. I probably spent more money on that album, and all their vinyl albums are usually quite expensive, which is probably why I don't have them. But it's Fish, Junta is the name of the album. This CD actually has 3 additional tracks on it that the vinyl doesn't have, but they're kind of like, they're live and they're not very well recorded, so they be kind of like throwaways. But love Fish, just think they're one of the best bands ever. Lawn Boy, even then I only have maybe about half of their CDs. A Picture of Nectar, another favorite, all-time favorite album from this band. Love this album. And also love Rift, great album from them. Hoist, probably one of their more commercial albums. Still has some great tracks on it. Billy Breathes. This one kind of goes more of a progressive route, but you know, I think it would appeal to a lot of people. Same thing with this one, Story of the Ghost. This one's probably a little more experimental, but some great harmonies on this one. I really love that album. The Sicket disc, which is all instrumental, collects a lot of their instrumental tracks that weren't released anywhere else. Farmhouse. This is one of their live albums, Slip, Stitch, and Pass. Round Room. Undermined. And Joy. That's what I have so far on CD. I've pretty much got everything digital by them, except for, well, they've got so many live albums that it'd be almost impossible to collect them all, I think. I guess not impossible, but anyway. Would like to find some more vinyl by Fish. I think just having one piece of vinyl is not enough. So anyway, there you have it. I hope I didn't overextend that too much, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of go through this. And this isn't even all of the albums, all the CDs I have that I would like to have vinyl for, but kind of gives you an idea. So thank you for watching. I hope that was interesting, and feel free to jump on this thread. I think it's a pretty easy and fun thread to do. So thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later.